Rob had asked me to say a few words, so I wrote something down. I'm going to just read it, because otherwise I'm going to get through it. Growing up, my parents had taught my brothers and me to be each other's best friends. They taught us that it would be one of the most important relationships of our lives, and they were right. That's why last year, when my brother Andy married Patrick, it was so important to me to be at the wedding, even though it meant traveling across the country to be there. That's why it was so important to me that Rob and Soph had asked me to be in their wedding today. My brothers and I are fortunate that we married people who not only get along well with our family, but who make our family stronger. And Sophie, I just wanted to say that I'm so glad you came into Rob's life when you did. You allow him to be himself, you encourage him, you calm him, and you make him feel good about himself. And you do the most important thing that you could ever do for Rob, and that's to laugh at all of his jokes.
They're all funny.
So as a sister who loves her brother very much, there's nothing that makes me happier than to see him so happy with you. And you gave me 2 amazing nephews, and then of course you gave us Alexa, who makes us smile every day. So here's to Rob and Soph, to a lifetime of laughter, love, and happiness.
Very nice, Teresa.
All right, next is the maid of honor, Loretta.
I'm a Teresa, I'm going to read it today. For those of you who haven't met me, my name's Lori, and so I've been friends for about 20 years. Still fully corrects me up every single time I see her. Well, not that she's funny looking or anything, just joking. Sophie is an incredible, loving, capable, and fun person to have around. Sophie is a beautiful person from the inside and out. I've had the pleasure of being Sophie's friend for many years, and I'll always cherish the wonderful times that we've had with her. Sorry. So, I want you to know that you were like a sister to me, and I love you very much. You've always been there for me, and I hope our friendship continues to flourish, even though I ignore you. I'm so happy that you have found Rob, and sorry. Okay, sorry. Some would say when a man holds a woman's hand before marriage, it's love. After marriage, it's self-defense. Others say before marriage, a man will lie awake thinking about something you said. After marriage, he will fall asleep before you finish saying it. Maybe I shouldn't read it. I'll just read it. Sorry. Let me start over. So, Rob, I'm very happy you guys got married. I've been waiting for you guys to get married for, what, 8 years now? 5. I've been waiting for 8. I've gone through a lot of guys. I love you guys. Congratulations. Thank you for having me at this wedding. And I hope you have many years. Love you. Cheers.
All right, our best man, Andy.
Hello. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. First I want to thank everybody for being here. My family, Sophie's family, everybody who traveled, all that stuff. My Aunt Michelle, that Rob forgot to mention, who came from Missouri. My dad came from Louisiana. Anybody else traveled? That wasn't mentioned? Okay, good. All right, now I know the protocol for best man speeches is usually to say lots of embarrassing things about the groom. You know, so, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you about my earliest memories of Rob as a little kid with big round belly and big mop of blonde hair running around in cowboy boots and a diaper. I'm not going to tell you about the time when he was about 3 and he took a cat and dipped it in water and put it in our walk-in freezer at our family's restaurant. And what else am I not going to tell you about? Oh, I'm not going to tell you about the time he was about 5 and my dad was sleeping on the couch and he broke an ashtray over his head. And we said, why did you do that? To see if it would break. That's my brother. So like, as you can guess, like the first third of Rob's life I spent just being terrified of him. I'm 9 years older than him. He scared the shit out of me. Like, literally, he was medicated, to be honest with you, but it didn't work. And just like the kid had insane energy levels. And I was kind of a shy kid. And like, he scared the shit out of me. The second third of his life, I was worried about him because he didn't seem to have much of a direction going on. I was scared for him. So the way any big brother is for a little brother, you know. But he pulled it together. And I gotta say, the last third of his life, I've been so damn proud of him. It's like just the way he's become such a great father, how good he is to Sophie, his sense of humor, his amazing heart, his incredible DVD collection. And I won't get into the whole OCD thing with the borrowing and stuff. The first time I saw Sophie, she and Robert weren't actually dating yet. And honestly, the very first thought about Sophie was, that girl is beautiful. And then I heard they were dating like a while later, and I'm like, oh man, she's so obviously so not gonna work. But I got to see them together, and they just have the best rapport, and they so love each other. And they don't just like tolerate each other's idiosyncrasies, they revel in them. And it's beautiful. And I have no doubt this is going to last forever because they already know the secret to a happy marriage. And that is that it's not about the happy ever after part, you know? It's about getting through the hard times and staying committed when life throws you a curveball. And they've already had a couple of those, you know? And you know, watching my brother at his wife's, hospital bedside not long ago, and spending the night on that horrible little couch in the hospital room. I mean, he lives his love for Sophie, and I'm so proud of him. And I think I'm almost done. I probably should have read mine. Oh, great. That's all I got. Let's give it up for Rob and Sophie.
Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your dinner. At the end, we'll do the cake cutting, pairing dances, all kinds of fun stuff.
Thank you, Miss Molly. She might drink me that.
Oh no,